Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, looking out at the coast, and seeing absolutely nothing. The water is gone. All of it. Look at this image of our planet. The vast majority of what you see is water. It dictates the shape of the Earth's surface. Without that water, the sudden drop reveals a terrifyingly jagged landscape. Enormous underwater mountain ranges and deep hidden abysses are completely exposed to the open air for the very first time. The immediate cost of this exposure is massive biological devastation. Millions of marine species, from microscopic plankton to deep-sea predators, are instantly stranded and killed in these massive dry basins. In a matter of hours, the familiar blue expanse we rely on turns into a harsh, alien environment that looks straight out of a dystopian sci-fi movie. But exploring this newly exposed geology won't be an option. The disappearance of the oceans triggers a violent countdown for every human left on land. The first signs of systemic collapse won't come from the dry seafloor. They will arrive from the sky above us within a few short days. The oceans operate as a massive thermal sponge. They absorb huge amounts of the solar radiation that constantly bombards the equator. This diagram shows how the planet typically handles that trapped energy. A complex system of ocean currents pushes that stored heat away from the equator, distributing it evenly across the northern and southern latitudes. Without water, that distribution network breaks down immediately. There is no mechanism left to move the heat, and weather patterns become completely chaotic. Near the equator, the sun's energy hits dry rock, with no moisture to deflect it. The resulting temperatures are lethal, generating unendurable heat waves that scorch the soil and destroy terrestrial plant life. At the same time, regions at higher latitudes are cut off from their usual delivery of tropical warmth. Without that oceanic buffer, these areas plunge into a deep, permanent freeze. By losing the oceans, we lose our climate control. The planet quickly fractures into zones of extreme fire and ice, shrinking the areas where humans can physically exist to almost nothing. Finding a temperate bunker to hide out the extreme weather only delays the inevitable. The worst threat is deeper and entirely systemic. There is a second, largely invisible mechanism managed entirely by the oceans: the global oxygen cycle. This chart breaks down where our breathable air comes from. While we credit forests, marine organisms generate roughly half of Earth's oxygen. When the oceans vanished, that entire ecosystem of marine plants was wiped out. Half of the Earth's oxygen factory shut down instantly. The atmosphere is now running on a fixed, depleting supply. Every breath taken by a surviving animal and every fire burning in the extreme heat pulls oxygen out of the air with no way to fully replace it. For anyone still alive, the air gradually feels thinner. Exhaustion sets in quickly, followed by severe confusion, as the basic mixture of gases our bodies require falls completely out of balance. The absence of water guarantees a slow suffocation. Even if the chaotic temperatures don't kill us, the atmosphere will simply choke out whatever life remains. The final picture of Earth is bleak. It is left as a cracked, barren rock floating in space, stripped of the delicate systems that made it habitable. Faced with uncontrollable temperature swings and an oxygen-starved atmosphere, long-term human survival is impossible. We often treat the ocean as a utility, a place to fish, a surface for shipping cargo, or a destination for a vacation. The reality is much larger. The water covering our planet operates as a highly calibrated machine. It regulates the heat, generates the air, and actively engineers the specific conditions required for us to live. Knowing how fast everything unravels without them, the question isn't whether we could survive a dry Earth. It's whether we can afford to keep treating our only life support system like an afterthought.